He's definitely studied Theriault, and I think that's wise.
Knowledge can be a good thing and also a frightening thing when the knowledge is regarding Jean-Yves Theriault. It's a 12-round scheduled light heavyweight bout. For the light heavyweight title of the world, the undisputed champion is Jean-Yves Theriault. As a matter of fact, it hasn't been disputed for 10 years now. Theriault has been undefeated over that period of time. And here's the tail of the tape. Theriault, 35 years of age, so if there's an advantage for Longo, it's age. In terms of reach, Theriault has a 2-inch advantage. Weight basically the same in this light heavyweight division, 164 to 172 pounds. And the inseam, in case you're considering fitting either one of these guys for a suit, Theriault's a little bit longer. Now, what can Mark Longo do to beat him? If you were in his corner, what would be your strategy?
I would say go out and try to land some bombs early on, and after that, I would pray a lot.
Is there any weakness in Theriault?
Yeah, there is a weakness. Theriault cannot fight backing up, and if Longo had the strength and the stamina to continue pushing him, he could break Theriault's strategy.
So the word from Joe, Mark Longo, is make him back out. Let's get the word from Carl LaRouche. He's the ring announcer.
Notre prochaine finale est une de 12 rounds. L'obtention du championnat mondial des lourds légers. L'aspirant dans le coin bleu, pesant 172 livres, de Denver, Colorado, Mark Longo. Dans le coin rouge, invaincu depuis 10 ans, une légende vivante, surnommée de Heisman, pesant 169 livres et demi d'Ottawa, l'actuel champion du monde des lourds légers, Jean-Yves Theriault. L'arbitre du combat, M. Denis Langlois, les juges André Vidégaré, Marcel Jaudoin et Bruno Baudry, les officiels au coup de pied, Gérard Mullen et Fernand Fréchette.
Is the referee. I know probably wasn't your number one choice, but he'll do the job as the third man in the ring.
You know, it's really an interesting controversy that hopefully will not have anything to do with the outcome of the fight, but Paul Renault, the ISKA representative at ringside, had specifically asked for Robert Peneton to judge in this, to referee in this fight, and the Montreal Security Safety Board picked Denis Langlois, who's not even certified by the ISKA for world title fights.
But it is a world title fight. Mark Longo said he wouldn't be afraid. I think he's been true to his word. Certainly the eyes don't tell that story. Mark Longo goes up against that man, Jean-Yves Theriault, the Iceman from Ottawa. He's fighting here in Quebec City, trying to defend his title successfully. The last time he lost in the ring was 1978. He hasn't fought since February of this year when he broke his hand, and he broke it again in April.
Now, Longo said he wanted to go out and challenge Theriault for dominance. Good counter then by Longo. He's definitely not staying back and just reacting.
See a difference in body type. Longo is shorter and puts basically the same amount of weight in a smaller frame, and as a result, he's a bit wider and certainly not as well cut as Jean-Yves Theriault, who at 35 years of age looks just as tight and well cut as he did 10 years ago.
That was a swing kick that went over Longo's head then. Theriault uses that effectively and, come right behind it with a right hand, which fortunately for Longo missed in that case.
There was a good left, though, that Longo kind of walked into, but he's okay. Theriault said the one concern he had was being tentative. Long layoff from the ring. You say he's used to fighting every 2 or 3 months. He hasn't fought since February.
We need to look at that right hand, too. Theriault said he wouldn't know until his right hand landed hard on a hard part of Longo's head whether it could take it or not. Now, that is a problem for a fighter. He's thinking, boy, if I throw that right hand and it cracks, what do I do? That's ended many a fighter's career.
Well, he had to answer that question last time against Andy Mayo, and what he did was work to the body and break free of Mayo's ribs and score a 5th round, or rather a 4th round knockout.
He actually threw a spinning back kick first time in a fight that he had done that, or second time in a fight that he had done that, and punched him with it. And
he said, everybody said, hey, where'd you get that from? And they looked at him and said, hey, just because you haven't seen it in a fight doesn't mean it's not there. There's that straight front foot, and then it comes down. Short left by Jean-Yves Theriault, very much a feeling out process. Theriault and Marc Longo, round number 1.
The RCA color.
Welcome back to Le Colisée in Quebec. I'm Michael Landsberg along with Joe Corley. It's PKA Karate, the kick of the 90s. Jean-Yves Theriault, clearly the kick man of the 80s. He dominated that decade in the light heavyweight division. And he's facing Marc Longo and putting his title on the line. Spinning kick by Theriault, and it was a good one.
Interestingly, Longo opened up this round going at Theriault and forced Theriault to move backwards. And remember, Jean-Yves is not used to or comfortable with moving backwards and having to fight.
There you go. Come back with it.
Theriault seems a little tight, but you never know from him. He'll seem that way, then explode on you. Told me in the past that he'll let a fighter come in and throw some punches on him like that just to see what kind of power the guy has. Longo's not putting everything he has behind the punches yet.
Uppercut by Theriault, and he put something on that.
And you'll notice how Theriault will mix up the power. He will throw some moves out there kind of slow and soft, and then he'll blast some other ones.
How'd you score the first round?
I had the first round even. I had it as a real feeling out round for both fighters. Neither one of them blasted one another, so I scored a 10-10.
Round 1 of 12 as we are in round number 2 from Le Colisée. And still feeling out. I'm interested in your comment. You say it's almost like a pitcher throwing changeups?
Exactly. Yeah, perfect analogy. What Marc Longo has felt in this round is the Theriault power to the body. When those right hands, you see redness right around his navel. You see redness on his left ribs. Same thing on Theriault, though Longo's power is landing as well.
Some redness in the left kidney area, the side of Jean-Yves Theriault. No real damage done by either fighter. This is the light heavyweight title of the world on the line. Jean-Yves Theriault against Marc Longo, and there'll be a turning point somewhere, and we invite you to stay tuned immediately following the fight for the TSN Turning Point, brought to you tonight by Apple Auto Glass. Marc Longo off to a good start. I guess the fact that we're going into round 3 and he's still alive is very much important when you consider his opponent, Jean-Yves Theriault.
Theriault's a smart man, and I would think that he's come out to check what kind of power Longo has brought down with him from this cruiserweight division.
You know, I asked him whether he got and built up a hate for his opponent. He said not at all. He said, you know what, I don't see a face. I see 2 arms, 2 legs, and I see a mind. And I would go after anyone under that setting, whether it was my brother or whether it was a guy like Marc Longo. Longo did a good job to block him. Left kick from Theriault.
There's no way to get ready for the Theriault kind of power that he throws.
To the body of Longo, and he grimaced a little bit.
The average man would have been grimacing until next week from that punch.
Just missed with that. Longo seemed to be open for that. See if Theriault comes back with it.
You notice Theriault, when he's backing up, he just lets Longo keep going. Theriault feels much more comfortable when he's moving forward. He has a weakness. It's against fighters who won't let him take the initial move. It's against fighters who take the first move and get him to react to it.
I guess that hasn't happened much over the past decade. 2 rounds complete. How did you see round number 2?
I had Theriault barely winning the last round, so I gave it to him 10-9, so I've got him up by 1 point.
Left seemed to get through marginally for Marc Longo there. Theriault clearing his nose. Big right kick by Theriault.
He aims that right round kick right at your kidney, and if you don't put your arm in the way of that thing, you're in deep trouble. And if you do drop the right arm down for it, often he'll come behind with a right hand.
Now, is this typical? Is he having problems with his nose, or is that typical of Theriault?
No, he's done that all the time I've watched him. He says he has sinus problems, and he likes to keep them clear so he can breathe through his nose and doesn't have to open his mouth. Is
he protecting that right at all? Is he throwing it as freely as he normally would?
Only to the body. Only to the body. We're not seeing him throw that right hand to the head the way he normally does.
The body's softer, right, so it wouldn't be as risky.
Exactly.
There's a couple of good lefts from Theriault as round number 3 winds down. USA in Quebec, I'm Michael Landsberg along with Joe Corley.
Theriault just threw the third spinning back kick of his career, and it missed.
Now, the last one put out his opponent, didn't it?
It did. It took some ribs with it.
But not Longo. Longo blocked that left nicely.
Saw something interesting at the last round that I've never seen Theriault do before. Longo put his glove out to touch gloves with Theriault, and Theriault actually did it. I don't know if he's mellowing at age 35 or what. I've never seen him do that before. Maybe he has, and I've just missed it.
Was it the right he touched with or the left?
Left.
Still protecting the right. How'd you see round 3, Joe?
I had Theriault winning that round 10-9, and after a draw in the first round, Theriault winning 2. I got him ahead by 2 points. Longo's fighting smart, though, I got to tell you. He is staying busy.
He's in a little bit of trouble here. It's nothing big, but 2 rights, 1 an uppercut, and then a cross by Theriault.
Theriault seems to be favoring that right hand to the head. He's just not dropping it down there, and he told us that would happen. Now,
so he is a bit tentative then.
Oh, no question. I would have seen him throwing that right hand a lot more to the head. And you notice how low Longo carries his left hand periodically. Watch how as he moves. And he has to bring it down to pick off that right round kick that Theriault is just slamming into his body. I think Theriault had about 1/3 power on that right hand from the way he normally throws it.
Now, is normally the right hand his knockout hand?
Well, there's nothing normal with Theriault about that. He knocks people out with everything. You can hear that those are not light shots coming in from Longo. Now, remember, Longo has trained with Dennis Alexio, the cruiserweight, the heavyweight champion of the world, and he's used to the kind of power that comes his way.
He's working well to the left side with his right to the body of Jean-Yves Theriault, and although it has been a spectacular 3 rounds for Mark Longo, certainly they've been as good as anyone could expect. Now, you've seen him fight for 4 rounds. What do you think will happen?
My gut tells me somewhere between 8 and 10 at this point. I see Theriault picking up a little confidence, at least I did going into the early part of this round. I'm a little concerned about my prediction just as it relates to Theriault's confidence in the right hand to the head. So I'm going to hedge a little bit on it because I'm not seeing Theriault really fire that right hand yet.
Very difficult as you watch Theriault to get a feeling for his emotional state, because many of the guys, the Iceman, he doesn't show anything. Mark Longo, a little bit more animated. A nice kid. Loves to golf. He's got a 2 handicap.
They just wiped off Theriault's right glove over there, and I didn't see any communication going on between Theriault and Guy Millet there in his corner that would indicate he's favoring that right hand at all yet.
Well, it's still early. 4 rounds complete. Scheduled for 12. Light heavyweight title of the world on the line. Jean-Yves Theriault on the right of your screen against Mark Longo out from Denver, Colorado.
Theriault throws those kicks out there like he doesn't have any toes. See, the average person when he fires a kick out there is concerned that when it hits the guy's elbow, the toe is going to break.
Longo put some velocity on that, didn't he?
Absolutely. Good head movement by Longo, staying out of trouble there against the ropes.
You could feel that body shot, though, couldn't you?
Oh, no question. He's picking up the tempo now. That's what made me have that gut feeling about 8 to 10 rounds. Theriault might really be able to pour it on. It's all in that right hand, I think. See, that one landed back on the back part of the head, the skull part that we talked about, the one that protects your head so well, and that's not good. I think on purpose, the bones of your hands crunch when they go into a person's skull, and if that hand is sore, it's a bad place to hit.
4 rounds complete. How do you have it?
I've got Theriault up by 3 points now, 40-37. Just landing, not deadly shots yet, but consistent power.
Consistent one to the body. It's a 10-point must-scoring system. Winner of the round gets 10 points. Loser gets anything 9, 8. If it was real bad, 7 or 6. But mostly 8s and 9s. And so far, Theriault hasn't lost a round, but he hasn't really won one outright. 2 good lefts, then a left front kick.
Good defensive head work by Longo. Even though the round kick landed to the body, the hook landed, he was out of the way of the next punch. Little swelling under Longo's right eye.
Under 10 seconds in round number 5 of Schedule 12 for the lightweight title of the world. It belongs to Theriault right now. karate, the kick of the 90s. Michael Landsberg along with Joe Corley. And Jean-Yves Theriault and Mark Longo as those two fight for Theriault's light heavyweight title of the world. Round number 7. The number that you see on the bottom of your screen is the number of kicks delivered by the man from the red corner, Jean-Yves Theriault. These fighters must deliver at least 8 aggressive kicks in a round. And there was a big right kick from Jean-Yves Theriault.
There again, your boxing analysts would call that the upstairs, downstairs. Fires so many kicks that you spent the first 5 rounds firing those kicks into the body, and finally comes back with a round kick to the head. The 4th spinning back kick of his career.
Okay, Joe, how'd you score that last round?
I had another round for Theriault, 10-9, so I've got him up by 4. Theriault is putting the heat in the right hand now, to use your baseball analogy.
Well, he's been sort of feeling it out and seeing what's there, and apparently he's a little bit more confident.
That's the punch that ended his fight with Bob, first fight with Bob Thurman. That right uppercut immediately closed Thurman's eye. Longo's doing the same thing that he did against Piotrowski, though. That is, he is not backing down at all. Theriault does seem to be getting more. You see the speed on that right hand. He's firing the right hand with the normal Theriault power now. Front swing kick to the head. Dropped it right down behind the ear.
It landed. Didn't have big velocity, though, did it? I guess it's easy for me to say.
Slowed it down just at the point of impact.
Time winding down on round number 6 of this title fight between Jean-Yves Theriault and Mark Longo. He's been doing the bulk of the kicking.
I've got Theriault with 68 kicks in 6 rounds, so he's averaging more than 11 kicks a round. Longo with 57. I'll tell you, Theriault's have been the more powerful of the kicks.
Theriault's coming on.
Definitely picking up the pace.
He used the foot to set up the right there.
He's mixing up the shots, too. We saw in the last round where he came with that roundhouse kick to the head. First kick that he's tried to throw to the head so far and land with. Another area a fighter has to be concerned about is firing that right punch into an elbow.
Through 6, 10-point scoring must system. What do you have?
I've got Theriault winning every round but 1, which was a draw, so I've got him up by 5 points now. I've got Longo is making it through the rounds, doing a respectable job. It's not as though he's trying to take the fight away from Theriault. It's not as though he's trying to take the title away from him.
Now, he hooked his foot over the ropes there. Was Theriault free to hit him, or did he have to back away?
He could have hit him technically if the referee hadn't gotten there in time, but Theriault, as a sportsman, didn't hit him.
But he just hit him there with a right and then a right side kick.
Oh, nice jab then by Longo. Probably his best punch of this fight. Irritated Theriault. Caught him right on the bridge of the nose. That left uppercut to the body doesn't do your insides any good.
I don't think there's a lot that's going on in the ring that's going to do your insides a lot of good. It doesn't do much for the outside as well, although both of these fighters are relatively unscathed. Nice combination. And he follows it up with a kick to the side of Theriault. And you get a good look at one of the sides of Theriault, the left one that is clearly redder than the right one as a result of those right side kicks from Mark Longo.
Longo is using the kicks, but not using them as powerfully as Theriault is.
Let's watch Jean-Yves Theriault with an uppercut that was pretty good, right to the chin of Longo.
One of the things that you see Theriault do when he throws an uppercut like that, he pulls away from it. But there you see what he's great at, and that's putting the punch behind the kick and the kick behind the punch.
But the kick behind the punch there, the right hand and then the right foot, it almost belies all of the ideas about balance. I mean, he's throwing the right hand, and simultaneously the foot seems to come up.
That's exactly right. And at some point in time, you know that the right hand's going to miss, and that's what you do in karate. Your brain kicks in and says, well, the right hand's not going to make it. I'll start my kick in motion.
Round number 8, Jean-Yves Theriault on the right. Mark Longo on the left.
Good ground kicked in by Longo after the left hook. Notice when Longo takes the first move, that's when Theriault has the most trouble. When it's Theriault making the first move, he feels pretty confident. If I was Longo and if I were in shape, felt like I were in shape enough to do it, I would just keep the first move going at Theriault all the time, which is what he said he was going to do, and he does it sporadically.
All right. It's not official scoring, but I imagine it's pretty accurate. How do you have it?
I've got Theriault winning another round. I've got him leading by 6 points at this point.
6 points, and he's also on his own home turf, although he's not from Quebec City. He's from Ottawa. He's the Canadian hosting the American. He's the title holder, and he's in a place, a city that they love him. The Colisée in Quebec City.
You notice those right hands are not quite finding their mark. Longo's keeping the left shoulder up high as Theriault starts to throw it, and a lot of the punches being caught on Longo's left shoulder.
One kick.
Longo has really not delivered very effective kicks, has he? The one to the left side of Theriault. That's basically where he's worked the entire fight.
That's right. He's done it to keep Theriault honest, keep his distance where necessary, but not really. He's not throwing fight-ending, debilitating type kicks. Theriault is throwing kicks that he thinks should end the fight if they land at the right place.
So Longo uses the kick to set up the punch. Theriault uses everything almost of equal importance. Time winding down in round number 8. It's for the light heavyweight title of the world.
It's here, an interior
To Le Colisée in Quebec City, where the light heavyweight title of the world is on the line. It belongs to Jean-Yves Theriault, who's on the left. Mark Longo trying to take the title away from him, but he's having a tough time, although to his credit, he's gone this far.
Nice right hand, nice combination in by Longo. He's got good confidence, Theriault's thrown 88 kicks in 8 rounds, averaging 11 kicks per round. Theriault's range is a little off with that right hand, and I'll tell you where that probably comes from is not using it enough in sparring, not getting enough sparring with the right hand, and so he's missing with it more often than he normally does.
Through 8 rounds of the scheduled 12-rounder, how do you have it?
I've got Theriault up by 7 points now, 80-73.
So Longo is going to have to likely knock him out to win. That certainly hasn't happened very often. He's only been down once on the canvas since 1980. His last loss was 1978, Jean-Yves Theriault.
Now, we know Longo's got 16 knockouts in the cruiserweight division, so we know he's got knockout power. Of his 20 wins, 16 knockouts, but he doesn't seem to be trying to throw anything that hard against Theriault yet. I may be way off base by saying it, but it's almost like Longo's taking the point of view, well, maybe if I don't hit him hard, he won't hit me back hard.
Well, anyone who's watched Theriault fight over his career knows that that's probably not the case. Likely the least inspired round of them all in that one. No damage done by either fighter. It'd be tough for Longo to take a decision from Theriault on his home turf at the best of times, but this isn't the night when he's going to do it. Longo at this point really needs a knockout.
Yeah, he would have to have a knockout. Just looking over at Theriault, he looked over at me, made eye contact here for a moment. It looked like he was just concentration wasn't there.
Get in there and bang him around a little bit. Make your hands come off like right here, like you're supposed to. Remember? You gotta get them off. You gotta get them off. Sometimes you let him get off first. Not getting off like you need to. Come on. This 10th round right here. Burn him a little bit.
And what was he telling him?
Good instruction from Virgil Miller. You know, we were talking about the who's taking the first move, and he was saying sometime he's letting Theriault get off first. That means he's been telling him in the corner to do exactly what we were talking about, and that's take the first move.
Well, the last words were, come on, it's 10th round. And that's where we are. Round number 10, Jean-Yves Theriault. 35 years old, but he's got great stamina, and he hits him with a good left, and he follows it up with a left round kick. Longo's very well coached, though. Theriault really hasn't hit him with much clean, has he?
He hasn't. Not a lot clean. Most of the right hands have come bounced off the shoulder. The body shots have been real clean. And even though Longo's a little soft in the body, looks like maybe a little soft in the body, even like Ali in the later years, seems to be able to take a lot of power. Theriault dropped that last right hand in there. I couldn't see where it landed from this angle, but he's not doing it as often as he usually does.
Has Longo won a round yet?
I don't have him winning a round yet, but I had him tying the last round, so I've still got Theriault up by 7.
Round number 10 of a scheduled 12-rounder, and indications are that this one will go the distance. Longo has not been in trouble. Certainly Theriault hasn't been either.
Theriault threw that spinning back kick kind of half-heartedly.
Theriault was interested in his reaction over there, the way he sort of backed away.
Yeah, it looked like he either lost his balance or got nailed for a second. I couldn't tell either.
I thought he was stunned for a second. Let's see if he shows any effects of it. As if Longo senses that, he better go after it. Way behind on points. Nice combination by Theriault. Longo glanced one off the side of his head, and that's it for round number 10. A good round for Mark Longo. Now, for those of you who don't know Joe has been involved in every aspect of the sport, including, as you told Joe earlier, he's been a fighter. Have you sparred with Jean-Yves Theriault?
I have not. I have held a bag for Theriault, and I can tell you that's about as close to sparring as I want to be with him. His power is just awesome.
Don't get hit, kid. Okay? Là, la bataille, là, juste plastique comme ça.
Well, let's take a look at some of the power of Jean-Yves Theriault. This is near the end of round number 10.
He had a good left hand there. You notice he was a little off balance as it landed, snapped Longo's head back. To his credit, he came right back from that, though, Longo, to initiate his own attack.
We hope you're enjoying what you're seeing. I'm Michael Landsberg, and this is Joe Corley. Joe has come up from Atlanta, Georgia, to help us broadcast this event. He's participated in every aspect of this sport, and I can tell you it's a real pleasure working with you.
My pleasure, Mike.
The pleasure has been watching Jean-Yves Theriault, one of the greatest ever to compete in this sport, against Mark Longo, 28-year-old fighter who said he had nothing to be ashamed of with his abilities, and that's been the case. Theriault's got him in a bit of trouble now.
That uppercut landed hard. Again, to Longo's credit, he comes back from it. He doesn't then shy away.
The way you and I were patting each other on the back sounded like a talk show.
Mutual Admiration Society here. Good power from Theriault, and Longo just comes back from each shot. I think the layoff, you asked me early on if the layoff from February could have hurt Theriault, and I think that's what we're seeing now. I think we're seeing a little bit of ring rust from the champion. Perhaps not enough sparring because of the breaks in the right hand. Remember, he broke it in the ring, and then he broke it, just accidentally tapped his hand into something and re-broke it.
You know, Longo's gotten through with a few of those lefts in this round.
Theriault has been hit more than he normally gets hit, and that irritates him. Probably next time out, you won't see him getting hit with those things with the ring rust gone.
Longo's sharp here. Was he sharp enough to win the last round?
I had him winning the last round, so I've got him up within 6 points now. I've got him 93 to Theriault's 99.
But 6 points with 2 rounds to be scored. He clearly cannot win the fight or even tie the fight. He has to do it on a knockout.
What's interesting about this fight, people wanted to see how Theriault would do against Longo, since Longo went the distance with Piotrowski, to determine what that would mean then in a Piotrowski-Theriault fight. Maybe won't know any answers to that.
This really isn't necessarily a good judge of what Theriault can do.
As Piotrowski said, it wasn't a good judge of what he could do.
Nice work by Mark Longo there. He has been very impressive. And for those of you who don't understand necessarily the scoring system, why I'd say he couldn't win the fight, it's 10-point must scoring, which means the winner of the round is given 10, and the loser gets anything less than that. But it's very rare that a fighter would even get a 7.
That's exactly right. Most rounds are going to be scored 10-9 unless a fighter is knocked down, and knocked down with a fairly substantial knockdown.
Now, you've seen him fight so many times. Can you read anything to his reaction there?
I cannot.
That's why they call him the Iceman.
Yeah, that's exactly what you said earlier. I can see that Theriault is not happy with himself.
Uppercuts, work that behind.
Now, you heard Virgil Miller telling Longo over there to go into this round almost like you would have heard him tell him how to fight the first few rounds. I would be telling him right now, go over there and take him out. Let's see some bombs. You has to know he's behind on points. Has to.
Well, this is it, round number 12 of the scheduled 12 rounds. Jean-Yves Theriault. Mark Longo has his back to you. He's the challenger from the United States. Jean-Yves Theriault from Ottawa, Ontario, is the undisputed world light heavyweight champion, and he is way ahead on points. So Longo's got to go for a knockout.
And Theriault leans over to the right and to the left like that's when he's really most vulnerable. Term ring rust means you just haven't been in front of the audience in a while. You haven't had enough sparring. You're a little bit glove shy. You're not throwing your techniques as quickly, as powerfully as normal. You add the broken hand to that, and I think that accounts for what we've seen.
Nice combination thrown and then delivered by the right hand of Jean-Yves Theriault there. Okay, 11 complete. What's the score?
I've got Theriault up by 7 still, winning the last round, 10-9, so I've got him 109. Longo's 102.
This is Joe's scorecard, and even though it's not official, if it's relatively close to what the officials are going to score it, then Theriault will win it if he can ride out the final minute of this round. They're 2-minute rounds. Little rope-a-dope there from Mark Longo.
Longo drops that left hand after he throws it, and Theriault doesn't come back over it with the right like you would normally expect. Longo throws a left jab out and just drops it, inviting the right hand, and Theriault doesn't throw it.
The 5 seconds that you see remaining are in the entire fight. It will go the distance, which, to the credit of Mark Longo, is impressive. Longo said he always had a lot of respect for Jean-Yves Theriault, almost admired him to the point where he was a hero, and now I think you could say that Jean-Yves Theriault has, if not the same sort of respect for Mark Longo, certainly a lot more than he had before. Neither fighter really hurt. This is round number 12 action now. We'll show you a straight right from Jean-Yves Theriault that wasn't punishing, but it did land.
After the front kick, he did another technique, front kick, and that's a great setup by Theriault, but you notice he wasn't in position to follow it up. And again, to Longo's credit, he came right back with his own counter. Theriault threw 130 kicks in the 12 rounds. Longo threw 115. Again, Longo making a very credible showing for himself.
Mark Longo isn't going to win this fight, and his record will fall to 23-2, but this might be the highlight of his career. He really spoke so glowingly about Theriault, saying there's really only 2 fighters in the entire sport that he respects, and this is one of them. He said, this guy has made the sport what he is, but he wasn't intimidated. He said at the weigh-in today, and when a fighter says, I'm not going to be intimidated, you don't necessarily believe him, but clearly that was the case.
That was the case, definitely the case. What we might have seen a little bit from Longo, too, was we wanted him to be as happy just to go the distance.
Thank you. Pleasure. It's a good one, Mark.
It was a pleasure from Jean-Yves Theriault. Now, I've never been in a ring to hear that. Do guys often thank each other for a fight?
Well, it's, you know, the ring is Jean-Yves Theriault's office. It's about what you would say to somebody if you've just been in a nice business meeting. Nice to meet you. You've come by the office. It was a pleasure.
Voici maintenant le résultat des juges. Le juge Bidégaré, 111-118. le juge Jaudoin, 109, 119. Et le juge Baudry, 112, 116. Le vainqueur et champion mondial dans le coin rouge, Jean-Yves Theriault, décision unanime.
It's not often that you can see two fighters in the ring after a bout and see two happy men, but that's the case in this one. Jean-Yves Theriault happy that he was able to hold on to the title, and Mark Longo just happy to face the greatest fighter in the world and happy to take him the distance, which not many men have. Jean-Yves Theriault is still the light heavyweight title holder of the world, but he knows that he was in a battle tonight with Mark Longo.